Hi, this is Miss Goodale, and today I'm going to be talking about evaluating expressions or solving problems using order of operations. So to start out with, I just want to explain to you the acronym for order of operations. It is Please Excuse My Dear Aunt Sally, and please means parentheses. So if I'm solving a problem, I want to do what is inside of the parentheses first. If I have parentheses and there's more than one thing going on, I still follow this inside the parentheses. Then excuse is exponents. So after I do what's inside parentheses, I do exponents. My dear is multiplication and division. Those are done in the same step, and they're done from left to right. And then Aunt Sally is addition and subtraction, and those are also done in the same step, and those are also done from left to right. So that's just an acronym to remember the order. And I'm going to show you how to do it, showing all of the work step by step. The first thing that I'm going to usually do is rewrite the problem. If you rewrite the problem on a piece of notebook paper, then you know exactly what to look at. So I've gone ahead and written the acronym at the top, just for reference for the first problem or two. This problem, I start out with please, which is parentheses. There's two things going on inside the parentheses. So inside the parentheses, there's multiplication and subtraction. So please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So multiplication and division comes before subtraction. So we do the multiplication first. So then I do 8. I'm just going to rewrite the rest of the problem and substitute the answer in on the part that I did first. So I did 3 times 2 first. I'm going to go ahead and leave my parentheses. 3 times 2 is 6, which I substitute in for that part of the problem. And then everything else stays the same. So the minus 4, the parentheses stays the same, and the plus 10 squared stays the same. The next thing I do, I'm still working on parentheses, which is still the first step. So I do 6 minus 4. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite everything else, and 6 minus 4 is 2. I could go ahead and put the parentheses back around the 2, but I've solved everything inside, so I don't really need the parentheses anymore. So then I write plus 10 squared. Okay, so now I've done that next step. Now I look at my acronym again. So I've done please, which is parentheses. Now I look for exponents. And I have an exponent here, so that would be the next part that I do. I'm going to leave the rest of it the same. 8 times 2 plus, and then 10 squared is the same thing as 10 times 10. Okay, which 10 times 10 is equal to 100. So I replace that with 100. Now I just have multiplication and addition. So I did please excuse my dear is multiplication and division. So I do the multiplication next, which is 8 times 2. And then I leave my plus 100 the same. Now I just do plus 100. 16 plus 100 is 116. Okay. Let's look at the next problem. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. I have parentheses. I have addition and subtraction. So first, since addition is on the left, I do that. So 10 plus 22 is 32. And then I'm just going to leave the rest of it the same. 32 minus 2 divided by 5 plus 3 squared. Now I still have parentheses, so I'm still working on that. 32 minus 2 is 30. And again, whenever I solve everything in parentheses, I don't have to rewrite the parentheses again. So I'm just going to rewrite this with everything else still the same. Now please, and next is excuse, so exponents, 3 squared, 30 divided by 5 plus, and then 3 squared is 3 times 3, which equals 9. Now I have please excuse my dear's multiplication and division. We have division, so we do that first. 30 divided by 5 is 6, and then I just rewrite plus 9, and 6 plus 9 is 15. So my answer to that one is 15. I'm going to move this up. And this one has 2 sets of parentheses. So if I have 2 sets of parentheses, I do the parentheses that is on the inside first, and I follow the order of operation inside the parentheses. So please excuses exponents, I do exponents inside parentheses first. So I'm going to rewrite everything else, 4 squared plus, and then parentheses, 15 divided by 5 plus, and then 3 squared is 3 times 3, which is 9. And then I rewrite my parentheses again, and then subtract 5 squared. So everything else stayed the same except for what I just solved. I'm still working on this innermost parentheses. And please excuse my dear, multiplication and division comes before addition and subtraction. So I do the division first. Again, I'm rewriting it same way, same exact everything except for what I'm solving. So 15 divided by 5 is 3. And then I rewrite plus 9, my parentheses, subtraction, and 5 squared. Now I'm going to solve my last thing inside those parentheses, which is 3 plus 9. 4 squared plus, and 3 plus 9 is 12. I got rid of that innermost parentheses, so I'm left with one set of parentheses. And again, I still have parentheses, so I solve what's inside there first. I have exponents and addition and subtraction. Exponents comes before the adding, so I do 4 times 4, which is 16. So we have 16 plus 12 in parentheses minus 5 squared. Next, I have last thing inside of parentheses. 16 plus 12 is 28. So I'm done with the parentheses. And now I have 28 minus 5 squared. I do my 5 squared next because that's exponents, so they come before subtraction. And 5 times 5 is 25. So I have 28 minus 25, and that is 3. So that's just a few examples. You may not always have everything that's in the step. You may not always have parentheses. You may not always have exponents, or you may not always have multiplication or division or addition or subtraction. You may not have one of those elements. You just go to the next thing. So if you don't have parentheses, but you have exponents, you do exponents first. If you don't have parentheses or exponents, then you go to multiplication and division first. So you just go in order of those steps. So I think that's kind of gives you an idea of how to do those. Let me know if you have any questions, and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.